Yo, what's up guys? Poizesto here, bringing you guys some Grand Blue. Excited to make some content for this game. Gonna start it off with some Zooey. Quick tips, things I've learned from training mode with her for like 3 to 5 hours now. I've been playing on training mode during her release. This guide isn't meant for like advanced tips or anything. This is just a guide if you're looking to pick up the character, get a general idea of things to do, things not to do, and just some general gameplay tips. So let's go ahead and start it off. So I'm going to go ahead and begin with her normals. I will go ahead and try my best to use numpad notation, but I will say this, I'm a Street Fighter player, so I will sometimes say like, quarter circle forward instead of 236, so apologies if I do that a lot. Hopefully it won't happen too much. So let's begin with the normals. Now we have 5M, 2M, and 2H. 5M, again, well, not pretty, really good normal in my opinion. I wouldn't say it's like insane like the Jetas or anything like that. The 2M is actually pretty decent too. Reason why I say a 2H is nice is that look at the range it covers. She arcs that bad boy up. She arcs that sword up, man, and you are hitting some high anti-airs, man. Like you are hitting some high attackers. She hits you high up, man. Really strong anti-air. She does have a DP, but I wouldn't really recommend using it because the damage you will get when people figure out the combos from this will be much higher. Yeah, you can do cool stuff from this. I haven't really labbed this yet. Honestly, within a couple of days, as always, we'll find out the BNB anti-airs as always. So yeah, 2H, really good anti-air. 2M, good normal. The reason why I'm saying and 5M good normal. The reason why I'm saying they're insanely good though is that because in conjunction with her walk speed, they're gonna be a threat in the mid-range. In the mid-range here, this character is gonna excel a lot. Because one thing I want to say right off the bat is this character is pretty knockdown and setup heavy from what I found. And one big thing is doing something like a whiff punish or a buffer into let's get rid of block for a second. Their initial hit is buffering into moves like, turn on my inputs for you guys as well, into 214H. This works at max range, meaning you can always get that hard knockdown even from like a max range whiff punish, right? Doesn't matter how far they are, the EX will move you close enough to always link the second part of that record. She also does have another option, which is forward and a light, medium, or heavy button, but that one pushes them farther away. This one will leave them much closer, which means you can set up your dragon like this, and that setup is actually real. Like they have to hold that, and you can also block if you want. I haven't really perfected it in the sense because I'm not close enough for the 2L, but with more labbing time, that setup is going to be pretty dangerous, and I'm pretty sure a lot of Zooey players will probably do some crazy shenanigans with that setup. I've just kind of figured out that this technique of standing the mid-range, poking with 2M, also 5M buffers, is going to be very strong and annoying to play against, especially in conjunction with what we're going to talk about next. So let's go ahead and talk about her dragon meter just underneath her meter bar. As you can see, it's its own meter, and this is required for using dragon specials. Each special takes up a different percentage of the meter. So the light takes up about an 1/8, the medium takes up a 1/5, and the heavy takes up a 1/3. So you get 8 fireballs, 5 ground fireballs with medium, and 3 EX fireballs with heavy. So all starting with 236, by the way. So why is that important, you ask? Well, say you're at this percentage and you try and do heavy, it actually does work. But keep in mind, I am 100% sure that this is a training mode thing. I'm not sure how to turn it off. I haven't really gone that far into training mode yet, but I'm pretty sure in raw matches you have to make sure you understand the percentages and how much each attack actually requires to be used. If that's not the case and she can use EX at below a third, yeah, that's actually pretty strong, because you can do stuff like 2 fireballs and say you somehow still get the whip punish, you can still call out your dragon for the setup, which is really scary, like super scary stuff if that's the case. But I'm pretty sure that's just a training mode thing. So next we're gonna look at the fireball specifically, and the big things I want to talk about are spot dodge and clashes. Now if you clash with the fireball, wherever your dragon hits the projectile is where it will stay. So that's kind of important to know for certain matchups. I would say like Terra, who just is going to be throwing and bombarding you with those arrows. Your dragon is not going to be leaving your side. You are not going to be able to move it that far away from you, because she's going to be constantly harassing you back with normals. So in my opinion, using it to counter zone probably isn't the best option. And the main reason I want to say that as well on top is that if your opponent does spot dodge this, your dragon is now gone for a very long time. Almost 5 seconds, I believe. So, you know, what that means is you won't have your dragon for 5 seconds. That sucks. Because say you get that whiff punish now, if you don't have your dragon, you're not going to be able to call out your dragon to do the setup. So using it to counter harass fireballs isn't the best idea. You're burning meter, and that you're potentially just not even traveling that far with it. So those are 2 things to keep in mind with the fireball. The next thing I want to talk about is the thunder. Now the reason why I'm bringing this up now is that I think this is a better alternative to the dragon fireball, right? Because at the range where the dragon fireball is pretty good, still it's pretty fast, right? The thunder is also pretty strong too, and on block, really good pushback, right? Really good pushback. Like if you're at this range, you can do, if you're like this close, you can do light into another medium. Like if you get good at the range understanding, you can start doing some crazy stuff with it, right? And the best thing about this is that you can even hold it. So you can like create really awkward situations for your opponent. Yeah, that's a true block string right there, right? So yeah, pretty insane stuff, man. And when people get better at holding this, understanding the potential it has, that's when you can start throwing out your dragon, because in those situations where they're having to block that whole string, it lessens the time that they're having to, you know, react to your fireball. And that's a good time to call out your dragon, right? Or even just do the medium one, because at that range you still get the medium. So that's like a pretty good kind of situation to put yourself in, right? So, you know, things like that are what I'm kind of getting this character is more geared towards. I don't think she's meant to be playing at this range and, you know, harassing the dragon. Definitely a mid-range to close-range character with the setups and the thunder special. I can't wait for people to figure out cool situations to put your opponent where they have to, you know, block for a long time, and thunder is just an annoying special. So the last thing I want to go through real quick is the strings that are good, certain tidbits about the character before we end the video. Now, one thing I forgot to say is that thunder can be used in the air. Now the EX version is insane. EX version is pretty powerful. Pretty much covers a lot of opponents' entry points. And if you do it really high, that, like from far away, they're not getting to you at that point. There is a bit of landing recovery. As you can see, look how long it took me to get my DP out. So if they do time it like kind of, you know, luckily, and they get it on the dot, you can be in trouble because of the landing recovery. So that is something to keep in mind. The reason why I didn't mention it is that because you can't hold this like this, I don't think it's that good. The fact that you can hold these fireballs is what makes them so strong. Now look at that. You can do like a hold medium. It's kind of hard to do on pad. But yeah, you guys get the idea. Experiment with it, man. You can do some crazy shenanigans. The double hold, the potential of this move, I think, is really high, man. Honestly, the potential of that attack is pretty strong. When you start conditioning your opponent to block, that's when you can start doing Dragon Calls and being plus, and you know, start chaining specials. Like, you can do some fun stuff with this character. I really cannot wait to actually play her online. So anyway, back to my original point. I was trying to get this under like 10 seconds, but I don't think that's gonna happen. So the final thing I want to talk about is notable strings. One thing in this game that you need to remember, guys, is that if an opponent is crouching, there's more points of hit stun. So when you're practicing combos, I would recommend you do it on standing first to get a general idea of what combos work all the time. So for example, her 2L into 5M works on crouching, but doesn't work on standing. It's a natural combo. So obviously that's something you want to keep in mind, right? So this string I'm going to show you is going to be her best BNB of her life, which is 2L. You can do 2. I like to do standing L. That's just preference. You can do 2 lights into 214, and then you end it with M, L, or even H, whichever one you want to do. That gives you a mean situation. You're up close, trying to get that mean. It's kind of hard, but you can hit that mean, and you actually get to combo off. It's kind of tight. There you go. You can actually get to combo off M if you get it on a meaty, which is kind of nice. Because the cool thing about M is that if you were to confirm the hit and see the low, you could go into M into lightning, because that actually combos on hit, which is pretty nice. The reason why that's pretty nice is because keeping them standing is actually really scary, because look how close you are to them. You're still in medium punch range. Pretty sure you're even plus. You're probably even. Let's have a look. Yeah, you're actually plus in that situation. So if you can ever manage to end your combo into M lightning, other things do combo into lightning. That is such a powerful tool, because you can do a lot of buttons. I haven't figured out which ones yet, because we don't know her frame data afterwards, but I'm assuming M or 2M after that situation will probably beat most opponents' options, which is really scary, because at that point, if you're doing things like that, you can start doing things like this, even on block, without even thinking about it. And that's just how you can start get the ballpark rolling. You know, you can start figuring out ideas of where you can, block, where you can set up another lightning. Like there's a lot of variation to this character, which is why I think she's pretty interesting for those who like set play and just general labbing, because this character is really interesting to play around with. Definitely going to be streaming a bit more of this game, making some content. If you guys want to see more of these kind of guides, let me know. I will try and do a little bit of a better version of this when I next do it, if you guys want me to. Giving you guys like, I guess more of a structured guide rather than just kind of like a 15-minute ramble. Maybe you guys learned something from this. If you did, don't forget to subscribe. Alright. Show respect to your boy, alright? But yeah, you don't have to. I'm just playing. But yeah. GG's, enjoy your Zooey. I will see you guys in the lounge, in the lobby. Make sure to spam those pump up emotes so you know you're getting warmed up, alright? And don't forget to be stealing those sets. Always be taking everyone's sets, alright? No matter who they are. You want those seats and play those sets. Alright. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Take it easy. Peace, peace.